welcome to yet another edition of the Ugly Money Podcast. I am your host, Ugly Money Nietzsche. This episode being brought to you by Goliath Phallus Elixir, the #1 all-natural male enhancement product in the country, in the world, and in the stratosphere. Men on average last 2 to 3 times longer while using Goliath. So go to the website, GoliathXXL.com to get yours today. Go from zero to hero. Go from big bear to little bear. Go from gummy bear to grizzly bear by using GoliathXXL.com. Y'all know what I need y'all to do before we get this show started? Drop them cities and locations and hit that like button. Augusta, Georgia's on the building. Los Angeles, what's happening? West Coast, what's up? Chi-Town is on the check-in. What's up, Chi-Town? What's up, Anniston, Alabama? I see y'all. My brother Peter Park out there in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Keep hitting that like button, gentlemen. Y'all drop them cities and locations. We are live. Yeah, Sirski. Dallas, Texas on the check-in. Winston-Salem, North Carolina is on the check-in. New York City is on the check-in. What up, son? My boy Ricky out there in the Brooks. You in the bricks, son? Decatur, Georgia's in the building. Eastside Zone 6. Muck City, what's happening? Queen City, what up? Charlotte, what we doing? Some beautiful women out Charlotte. Some of the prettiest girls I ever met within out Charlotte. Yes, sir. Detroit, what up, dude? Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by a very special guest. Very special guest. New York City's own. A real R&B artist. The ones that don't need auto-tune. Soulful at its best. Y'all show your love one time for Sean.
Little Nietzsche P.
You know, I gotta get you that DJ Envy intro. Let them folks know how you coming.
Coming with that soul, man.
Hey, man, who was Sean Haynes before Sean Haynes became Sean Haynes that we know? Let's go.
We can't talk about certain
hey, see, y'all got to understand. Y'all got to understand he's from New York. You see what I'm saying? They go by different rules, you know what I mean? They haven't updated. We still don't talk about certain things. Can you, the edited version of who Sean Haynes was?
It's an athlete coming out of Strong Island, New York.
Come on.
Came up there, played a lot of football, lacrosse, normal stuff. We had good upbringings out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we didn't go through too much of the drama.
I love that. You didn't go through too much of the drama.
No. Good athletic young man.
Good athletic young man, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like he was selling more goddamn nothing. We won't go there. Now, when did you actually pick up the microphone and start doing music? Like, how'd you get that music bug?
Always had the music bug, I guess. Being around the family, I come up from that origins of the down south, that soul. My grandfather sang. My other grandfather saying, we come up, everybody, if you're black, you came up from the church, at the end of the day, especially coming up from the South. So I got that deep, Geechee Southern roots. But at the end of the day, when I was trying to get things together, figure out life, get out of the street, step out of that, we go back to the church. And at 35 or 34 years old, I figured out that I had a voice. Before that, I never knew.
Right. Now, so a lot of us get our first edition of music in the church. That's where even for myself, I played the drums in the church, and which led to me making beats, and then in turn, trying my hand at becoming an artist, and because that was the only place they had a keyboard and any kind of recording equipment. So now quiet as kept, Pastor Gurley, I apologize, but we were busting freestyles in the church when everybody was gone on the microphone. Now, we tried to keep them clean though. like. And let's talk about the church, man, because I don't know if the church gets as much credit for the musical landscape of contemporary music. And I understand there's two different worlds. There's contemporary music, and then there's gospel music. But most contemporary artists started in gospel.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about the importance of how that church opens that door a lot of times.
It goes deeper. It's the spiritual aspect. Us as a people. You know, in my opinion, it all starts from there, and then the church goes back to, the roots down south.
Right.
It all comes back into the South. You know what we went through. That rhythm and blues, that soul. It all comes from the soul. That's us.
Now, this is an interesting time period that we're in, because R&B, as far as contemporary R&B, it's in a different space. I'm not saying it's a bad space, but it's a different space. You know what I'm saying? You have rappers that sing and singers that rap, right? And so it's just like this melting pot where hip hop and R&B kind of have had this, I don't know, this love affair. Is it good for music, you think, or bad?
I think everybody, well, as an artist, the politically correct thing to say would be, do what you want to do.
Right.
But, not everybody's good at doing everything. Me, I try to stay in my lane. There's nothing wrong with it. Artist-wise, you don't really tell an artist what to do, but everybody can't be a rapper. Everybody can't be a singer.
Right.
So I choose to stay in my lane. Not knocking anybody.
Right. Now you have an artist like NBA Youngboy. As of right now, he's been going on this tour, and literally the YNs, the young people, have been losing their freaking minds. You got multi-million-dollar streamers, Kai Cenat, literally crying while NBA Youngboy is performing. And then this guy selling out arenas 2 nights in a row. I don't know how familiar you are with him, but would anyone of this generation's impact, what's the closest thing we've seen to Michael Jackson, in your opinion?
Oh, Chris Brown.
Okay. That ugly money. The Breezy Bowl was crazy. That ugly money. And why do you say Chris Brown as far as impact when it comes to MJ?
Because when you look at the dance, the style,
right,
the movements, the singing, that's all Mike. And
Mike got it from
James Brown.
Hey, he knows something. Shouts out to Augusta, Georgia. That ugly money. Yeah, I just been seeing, like, even now with the Breezy Bowl, and then like I say, NBA Youngboy, but Chris Brown is people 25 and up to we know Chris Brown, but these youngins, like what NBA Youngboy is doing to the kids, and not saying he's doing nothing bad, but it just reminds me of the craze that Chris Brown would have when he first came out, or Mike would have. And they're so quick to throw labels. They're so quick to say, oh, he's the next this, or he's the next that, or he's the next like, I can remember when they said LeBron was going to be the next Jordan, but he's the first LeBron. Do you think that when people try to compare new and up and coming things to greats, is it a slight to the greats, or are they doing too much for the new up and comer?
They're doing too much.
Yeah.
For you to be compared to the greats is a compliment. It's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Everybody had someone they looked at that was on a top tier. It's a different place, different time. So right. You can't knock these youngins. They're going to be greats in every era.
Right.
So what we do is, I guess, somewhat older heads is supposed to, as you mentioned, give opportunities and try to help them cultivate it. Now,
I got to get you in some trouble because you're here. Before we deep dive into your story, I need the top 5. The first there's a couple top 5s I'm gonna need from you, brother. First top 5 is the top 5 R&B artists of all time. Let's start with that.
Sam Cooke.
Okay, let's go.
That ugly money. Prince.
Hey,
That ugly money.
Curtis Mayfield.
come on.
That ugly money.
Yo, crazy story about Curtis Mayfield. His nephew came to my show last week. Blew me away. His name is Cedric Mayfield. Blew me away. Got his record with Boosie. I mean, the kid, I swear Curtis spit him out. You know what I'm saying? He's his nephew or whatever. Like that whole, he had the whole, not trying to compare him to a great, but he shocked me. You know, because sometimes, you know, everybody's offspring and family don't have the same kind of talent. You know, Giannis's brothers ain't Giannis. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But I will say that Curtis Mayfield got a cousin or a nephew out here named Cedric Mayfield that is blowing the house down. Okay, so we got Sam Cooke, we got Curtis Mayfield, we got Prince. Who else?
It's tough.
You got two more.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
That ugly money.
All time. Whew.
Talking to that mic so they can hear. I want to make sure these folk hear this.
Of all time?
Yes,
wow.
sir. You got one more.
Wow. Oh, man. I got to, you know what? I call it old school, but this is where I get it from. I got to give it to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
There it is.
That ugly money.
Now, for those people that are seeming like they don't know who you're talking about, majority of the records of today are sampled from these individuals. You know what I'm saying? And it's so interesting to see, like, my kids hearing my kids sing songs, and I'm like, oh, that's Juvenile in them. Oh, that's a Cash Money record. That's No Limit. And they like, nah, it isn't. It's NLE Chop. It's a lot. I'm like, nah, that's us.
It's a redo. Remix, update.
Does history always repeat itself like that?
Always.
Let's talk about that right quick. Because I can remember a time when my pop, I'm 43, but my pop and them, they wore bell bottoms, collared shirts, you know what I'm saying, had their pants. And then it was a time period when I was growing up that the bell bottoms kind of came back for a little bit. And then last week, I seen Lil Baby with some on 25, 30 years later. What parts of today's culture are rekindled from the past, would you see?
I love to see my pretty black women, these young ladies out here with the afros.
Come on.
The natural froze. You know, I love it. The natural look has come back, you know, for a lot of the ladies, and that's what I've been looking at.
Yeah, the BBL craze has died down some. They're still holding strong. It's still some not to say there's nothing wrong with BBLs, but I think that sisters are starting to be okay and be comfortable in their own skin again. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And
the weird thing is, I always ask, where did it come from? Because we never wanted it. Coming up in my era, we never. So I don't understand where it came from.
I think it was the white girls wanted ass, because the black girls had booty.
The weird thing is, they now have the ass, and the black women done went and started shooting ass. Before, you know, I don't know what's in the food, but, you know, there's a lot of corn-fed white women out here, too.
So, Sean, I got to ask you a toxic question. Could you ever take a woman that had a BBL serious as far as dating?
No, that's not my thing.
Why not, brother?
It's just not my thing.
Are you on the podcast? I'm gonna get you.
No, go ahead. There's people out there that like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. That's not me. To all, God bless her.
God bless her.
But I'll take a natural medium.
So you mean to tell me, brother, that if Cardi B seen Sean Hayes and she is captivated by his voice, he asks him to come to the studio, they do some music together. But after that studio, Cardi asks him to go upstairs. Sean's not going.
Nah, I'm an old head. I'm good. I look at Cardi like a young little sis.
Oh, there it is. All right. He got discipline, y'all. All right, though. But you are a New Yorker, so I have to ask you this question because Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have been going at each other's throats as of late. If you had to choose who to feature on your record, would you choose Cardi or would you choose Nicki Minaj? Why?
Nicki.
And why?
Bars. and you know, from the most part, from what I understand or overstand, Nicki writes hers. I come from a school of, you know, artistry is your artistry. You wrote it.
Yeah, Nicki is definitely one that is big on she writes her own music. Mm-hmm. Whereas Cardi, I think, is loyal to making a great song. And however that creative process happens, that's what Cardi's going to do. What do you think about the fact that Cardi B and Offset have split and she is now pregnant with Stephon Diggs' baby while still being married to Offset?
She got to pay. She has to pay. Because the whole day the shoe is on the other foot, it happens, we got to pay. You can't do certain things just in general when you're dealing with that contract. You know, she should have waited, in my opinion, until after she, you know, was divorced. That would have been the proper thing to do. So being that you made that decision, you chose that, you got to deal with those, what comes with it.
Right. You know, it's just interesting for me to, like, see women defend it. And I'm like, you do know that, like, they did vows on to God and, you know, holy matrimony. And
for sure.
How quickly and easily y'all can just, you know, back some, like, bro, she got another man baby in her while she still got another man's ring on her finger. Like, how diabolical is that?
It's vicious. But see, you know, with the algorithms and everything else, the negativity is pushed to the forefront. You know that. So at the end of the day, the more foul and vile it is, the more it's accepted. Or the more it's pushed.
It almost seems like there's an agenda to trick the generation into just being hoodlums, hoes and hoodlums. But we can't sit there and say, like, we didn't have that same agenda. At least in my generation, we definitely did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, do we hold people, the artists' message in their music accountable for our kids?
Yes, because we control what. For the most part, that's the thing. We are the parents. The kids are raising the parents and raising themselves. Don't work like that. Right. God, woman, child. God, man, woman, child. Right. So God, family, over everything. Everything has a proper order, no matter what. You can't get around that order. So at the end of the day, you got kids now telling the parents what to do instead of the parents training up the kids. So we are supposed to have limits on what they can watch. Right. We're supposed to have limits on what they can do. That's just it.
Yeah, because I came up in a household that, you know, no matter how bad I wanted to watch In Living Color, my mama wouldn't let me. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to catch back up later on. When it was coming on, I remember when it came on. You know, it's time to go to bed. Now, you can't watch that. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of censorship. But now, in today's climate, is it that the parents aren't censoring the things that their kids are ingesting, or is it just that difficult to, you know, shield your child away from adult type of content?
What we did was, because, you know, I got kids, and it's tough. What we did, the worst thing I think we did was give our kids cell phones. Yeah. So when we expose them to that, this is a whole thing that comes in that you don't see. You know, they got sick stuff, you know, in video games. Right. So again, it's you that has to take control and take care of your kids' ears as best you can. You can't leave it up to them. Can't leave it up to the system or the teachers.
And you know what's crazy, bro? They got a kids Netflix. They even got a kids YouTube, but they ain't got a kids Instagram. So if you think your child is going on Instagram looking at cartoons, you got another thing coming. They are ingesting the same type of content, the same type of heinous things, the same type of crimes, killings, ass shaking, ratchet shit that we are, because Instagram don't have a child button. There's no kids Instagram. And so if you got a child that's on social media, just understand that there's no social media, there's no TikTok for kids, bro.
Well, you also look at it like this. Their brain don't develop to a certain point. Why are they even on social media? You got grown-up adults don't know how to handle social media. Did you see how we act as a people on social media, or just all the nonsense? So how do we expect kids to handle that? So of course they shouldn't. To me, they really shouldn't even have social media till they're 18.
No, for sure. I agree. I agree. At least till they get up in age. Speaking of kids and growing up, where would you say your sound come from? Like, who were your original musical influences?
Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye.
Cold.
You talk about, playing in the church. Of course, I played drums. Came up playing drums.
Me too, bro.
Switched over to the production.
Hey.
Didn't know anything about the voice until 35, but Marvin Gaye, Muddy Waters, the Isleys, the Moments, Enchantment, the Escorts, Smokey, music. And what I'm noticing is a lot of the youngins are now starting to listen.
For sure.
To that older stuff. I think they want to get in tune more with the musicianship, and instead of pushing buttons, they starting to pick up instruments.
Great music is timeless. It don't get old. I listened to Sam Cooke not even last week. You know what I'm saying? Great music, it doesn't get old, and it just keeps coming back because it still feels good. It still feel good. Sam Cooke still feel good. Curtis Mayfield still feel. Luther Vandross still feels amazing when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like those,
timeless.
Yeah, timeless music. So you were influenced by the greats.
And also my grandfather, Charles Carter.
Shouts out Papa.
I know he looking down on me. At the end of the day, I grew up listening to him sing and really didn't appreciate it until I got older. I get up in the church and there's a song, I Know I've Been Changed. And I'm like, wait a minute, I heard this coming up as I'm growing up. I find out, my grandfather wrote the song and they got him for it.
Wow.
And I'm like, they wrote it.
Bro, your grandfather wrote I Know I've Been Changed?
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a monster. So then, Shirley Caesar, if it wasn't for my step-grandmother at the time, he'd have been down with the Mighty Clouds of Joy. He was a monster. He was a monster, and I was able to get some of that voice from him. I got his original 45s.
That's Pop.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man.
That ugly money.
But see how crazy the music industry, how predatory it can be. Now, Pop done.
It was getting them back there.
wrote a staple, a classic gospel song. And they got him for, even in gospel, it's same thing. It's not even just in.
I heard it's worse than gospel.
Oh, wow. So they'll steal you.
I heard it's worse than gospel.
They ain't supposed to be Christians.
But the whole industry, this is why I'm not mad at being where I am in life and at this age, because now the goal is to get older. With everybody, you got youngins dropping off, all nonsense happening. It's so much negativity in the music. I'm trying to bring it back to the couples.
Right.
Bring it back to the man and the woman getting together instead of fighting each other. Because all you see, fight. We fighting. They got us fighting. The internet got us fighting. It's crazy.
Do you think that is what R&B does for people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you remember, and even the youngins will remember the timeless stuff like coming up, we would listen to Donnell Jones. And go get our girl. I remember we passed that John L. Jones Through the Hood CD passing around when we wanted to, go chill with our girls.
Right.
Mint Condition. Bring that back. There was that was baby. So it was baby making music.
Yeah, it was, bro. Why don't you think artists sing to women like they used to anymore?
Yo, from what I was told, I was even told that keep your distance. Because now there's a lawsuit or something. So much nonsense, man. And then you got women now, they're hooking off on you. It's different.
It's kind of crazy. It's like It's hard.
The guys are soft and the women are like.
Yeah, but it's hard to sing for a woman that ain't worth singing for. we R&B, they sang to women. They sang to wives. They sang to women that they wanted, that they couldn't live without. They sang to women that had virtuosity, women that were good women. The fuck you gonna sing to a hoe? You gotta rap to a hoe.
That ugly money.
Hey, bitch. How you doing?
That ugly.
Who you screwing?
That ugly.
You gotta rap to them hoes, but goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Them women. I think when women start being a little more feminine and start acting like wives, I think that type of music will make its way back to the forefront as once it was. Because it used to be a time that, man, if you could sing, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what them women wanted to hear from you.
It's a fact.
They wanted you to sing them draws off on them.
I think they still do.
Yeah, true.
And you being from down here, me in New York, it's the same thing. What I realize when you go out, people want that good live soul. They want that. They just not getting it on the airwaves. That's all.
Yeah, radio's a funny place. They which is, I want to know your thoughts on conventional FM radio these days.
As an independent artist, I would say it's needed. But then again, you got to realize, man, the stars are not born; they're made, and I think you know that. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the bag. You got to, whatever you do, independently or net or FM, you're gonna have to spend the break. Nobody really goes viral anymore.
Nothing's organic. Nothing's organic. This shit is.
I mean, that's from my perspective.
It's a big no. You're right. The first thing I tell an independent artist to do is get a job. If you ain't got it, if you ain't got a source of income, go get a job. Because everything in the music industry costs. Everything costs, from promo, publicity, to PR, to shows. You have to pay for fans. Don't make no mistake. You're going to have to pay for attention. There are so many things that is drawing people. You got Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, TV. You got tablet. You got everything that's drawing people's attention. And you think that you ain't going to have to put a bag up to get somebody's attention, to get that person off of that video that they want to see, and to put yours in front of them, and hopefully you like them. You think you ain't got to spend no money, or you think you can just rap or sing your way to stardom? Maybe 20 years ago, not no more. You'll be rapping and singing for the rest of your fucking life. Mad because you like, these niggas sleeping on me. Nah, they just had a bag and you didn't. And so, do you think that, because we kind of come from the era where talent meant something. Like you could change your life off talent. Not even as early as 20 years ago. I remember, like, if you was nice, you could get a deal. And now these time periods, it's like, we don't give a fuck how nice you are. What's your numbers? What's your streams? What's your followers? What's your numbers looking like? You know what I'm saying? Beanie Siegel, speaking of which, rap for Jay. Jay liked it, signed him, changed his life. Niggas don't do that no more. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe.
Considering all the nonsense that happened in the industry over the past 20 years, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it knocked down some walls and barriers, because you don't know for what reasons why people got signed and for what.
Right.
You know, this whole industry, when I've seen a lot of smoke and mirrors.
It is a lot.
But independently, now, with the different avenues, I think it's better. But the thing is, you got to be able to understand that it's a business as well. For sure. And you got to invest in yourself.
Adam, $5 super chat. He says, hold on. Adam, $5 super chat. He says, I'm a big fan of Beanie Siegel. Thanks, Ugly Money, for inviting. Feel it in there. They say you resemble Siegel. Hey, now speaking of up north, what is the biggest difference between up north R&B and down south R&B?
I'd say more soul, more twang, a little bit more twang.
Down south or up north?
A little bit down south. Mm-hmm. But me being from these roots, I feel everything. I love it down here. The young bull that got the new joint, the gas station love.
Yeah. CEO, my brother CLP signed him. Yeah, QC.
Salute.
Shouts out CLP.
CLP. Salute. That's fire. So in that, I follow good music is good music. Up north here, because I got a lot of that down south twang in mind.
Right.
But I got to give it up to the South for that real in the mud down home R&B.
I mean, I think the Southern accent itself has a lot of soul and pain in it. You know what I'm saying? Because
that part.
Our ancestors was down here having to go through what they're going through. Not to say that nobody else's ancestors didn't, but the South is the root of African American. You know what I mean? Like these are the roots. There's a soul, especially in Atlanta, there's a soul food restaurant in every corner. You know what I mean? Like you can get chicken wings everywhere. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
just the nature of the city. Now when I go up north, it's such a melting pot up there. I mean, literally, bro, you walk up one block, you got Filipino food, next to Greek food, next to Caribbean food, next to Haitian food, next to African food, next to Chinese food, next to Japanese food, an American spot, and then a bodega.
Yeah, there's a problem with that.
Okay.
Because the one thing you missed was the soul food.
Right.
A lot of the soul food has been pushed out. And black American soul is a big part of New York. But what happens is, and it happens, I don't know how prevalent it is in the South, a lot of others come into the black community, black hoods, and they step on our backs to step up, but the money leaves. So the black support for the soul food and is not there. Everybody else gets supported. But because there's not the gentrification and whatnot, a lot of the soul food and a lot of the soul been pushed out.
That's interesting. I would think it would do good out there. I mean, you got a lot of black people out in New York. I mean, giving us some other part of you got
a lot left. A lot of people came back down south.
Yeah. Now, me originally from Virginia. It was always some New York cats that came down for college. I went to school in Richmond, VCU, and there was Virginia Union right up the street, and half of their damn campus was from fucking Brooklyn.
But a lot of blacks been priced out.
Wow. Yeah, it's expensive to live up there.
Very.
Yeah, I remember I paid $250 for a hotel room as big as my closet. I was like, oh shit. And then they said it had a view. You know what it's a view of? What? The next building. I was like, what the fuck?
That ugly money.
I was like, yo.
That ugly.
So I go look for my view or whatever. I look, and it's a whole nother building of people fucking in the window. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And I'm like, he has to know that people can see him fucking in the window. And I'm like, so I go downstairs. I'm like, yo, is this normal that people just screwing it? He's like, oh yeah, they're exhibitionists, and they're like, he had some name for it. I'm like, oh, so people get the hotel room, still fucking the window the way how people watch. Okay, shouts out New York.
They got a nerve to give it a 4-star.
Yeah, $250. Big as my closet.
That ugly money.
And then it was funny. I be laughing with my people that are from New York. I be like, y'all niggas ain't have backyards. Like, I was like, yo, you never had to cut grass? He was like, nigga, I never had no grass. Like, grass is a luxury in New York.
It is. So, Strong Island from where I'm from. Shout out to Freeport, exit 21. Shout out to Roosevelt, Hempstead, exit 36, Wyandanch. Shout out to Far Rockaway.
Yeah.
Rockaway Ropes. So, where we from, Strong Island, Long Island, there was a lot of grass. A lot of grass out there. We ran around. Nassau, Suffolk, a lot of grass out there. You got to come out there.
Strong Island.
Strong Island.
Not Long Island.
Strong Island.
Strong Island.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the way that.
Home of the God, Rakim.
Yes.
De La Soul.
I mean, that's the mecca of hip hop. New York. That's where I came from. I think down south we just put we had this thing called the 808.
Change the game.
Change the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey man, we talk a little slower than them niggas up there. You know what I mean? We don't talk as slick. We got but this motherfucking 808 and this twang. Somebody gonna feel this pain.
That drum been knocking for the past 20 years.
But
now.
You know the thing that I do love about New York is the penmanship. Like, and we can't cap and act like some of the greatest writers are not from New York. Like some of the greatest niggas to put a pen to a pad and touch a microphone and put words together so meticulously come from up there.
Shout out to Nas. Shout out to my mentor. May he rest in peace. Sleeping Power, Granddaddy IU. You know, his pen game, big influence on the game. He passed away a few years now. One of my mentors, man, and IU was just a beast.
Yeah, man. You know, me being originally from Virginia, I was kind of in the middle of things, so I had a lot of New York influences. I was a Rockefeller fanatic, Rough Rider fanatic, right? I remember when State Property popped off from out of Philly, but at the same time, we were getting Little John and the East Side Boys and Pastor Troy. It's kind of funny. The East Side Boys are some of my good partners now, and but I had to admit that bar wise, New York always had it. I think beat-wise, the South did. The South picked beats that are hits. The actual production is a hit. Nas would take any kind of beat and turn it into a hit with his words.
You're coming from an artist standpoint.
For sure.
Because I'm going to come from a consumer standpoint.
Right.
I thought his beats, a lot of times, until he got with this new kid, not new kid, who just did his
Salam Remy?
No, who he just did his last, The King's Disease, all of King's
Kanye?
Disease. No, that was by my God.
Was it Hit Boy?
Was it Hit Boy?
Yeah, Hit Boy.
Okay. Put him right back in the driver's seat.
I always thought Nas had the wackest beats in the world.
There we go. We're on the point.
Yeah, I always thought whack. Yeah. And for him to take a whack beat and make it a hit, he would do it with his words.
That's what he said too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then, but Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, they just yelling, chanting, throw your hood up. Throw your hood up. But that beat so motherfucking hard. You know what I mean?
That ugly
chant.
It's infectious. And so the beat, I think in the South, the beats were hits alone. You could literally listen to a Lil Jon beat tape and the club would go crazy without any words. And people could just make up shit to say on it. That's what they did. And that's what.
And I respect that. I respect that too.
Yeah.
That's deep. When you can make the chant.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think the production of the South is really the gem. Not saying that, not taking away from our wordsmiths and our lyrical artists out here for sure, but the production was a hit first. I think up north,
I'll give you that.
The lyrics, they focused on their verses more than they focused on their hooks.
I'll give you that.
Down here, it's beat, hook, then the verse. The beat got to be jamming first. We ain't about to rap on the shit.
Beat and the hook got you. It's over.
We ain't about to rap on it.
See,
okay, the beat jamming. All right, cool. I'm gonna throw some shit on them motherfucker. Yeah, throw your hood up. Throw your hood up. All right, then. All right, yeah, we gotta put a verse in there. All right, just say some shit on it. You know.
and another goat. One of my goats is Face.
Ooh.
Because you know Face did the production too on a lot of them. Shout out Scarface. Face. That's the goat.
You know, I had a chance and opportunity to meet Scarface, man.
Ooh.
I was signed with I'm signed to 8 Ball and MJG. And so I remember we were on the Legends of Southern Hip Hop tour. And dog, crazy moment, bro. I'm sitting there with Ball and G. And G had just tried to get me drunk for the 13th time on Jack Daniels. And we're sitting there, and in walks Pastor Troy. Because Pastor Troy and MJG are really good friends. So in walks Pastor Troy, and he's pouring up too. And then in walks Bun B. And then he, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if Bun was drinking or smoking. He wasn't doing one or the other. And then in walks Scarface. And I remember being a fly on the wall, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, my whole childhood is in this room right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then like they raised up their glasses, and MJ had some toast that his Uncle Lucky used to always say. And I've raised my cup up too. I'm half drunk because I can't drink with them niggas anyway. And toast. And in my mind, I'm like, why didn't I pull out my phone? But I wasn't really in that area. We didn't we put out the phone. You didn't pull the phone out backstage yet. You know, we had the camera on the phone, but it's just like this. You know, certain things.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Not to cut your wisdom.
Yeah.
I respect your work. I will come in there. You gotta act like you've been there before.
Right.
So
Right.
I get it.
But I hadn't been there, bro. I hadn't been there. I'm in this bitch like, nigga, this car.
His face.
Bun B, nigga. BT, nigga. Ballin' G, nigga.
That ugly money.
And Trick Daddy won't do. Trick Daddy was in the room otherwise, the next room over. He didn't come over. But then when I walked through Trick Daddy room, I realized why he didn't come over, and I won't say this on the podcast.
That ugly money.
But Trick is a tricky guy.
Wow.
He's a wild guy.
Yeah.
Not Diddy wild, but
No.
wild. And speaking of Diddy, let's talk about Diddy, because he's from New York.
That ugly money.
What is your thoughts on Diddy, who just got 50 months,
That ugly money.
did not get convicted of RICO, but did get convicted of trafficking, prostitution?
That ugly money.
What are your thoughts on Diddy?
The way it looks is like, the way it looks to me is, you know, I don't know that man. I know what the media put out on him. I know what we hear out in the streets or whatever. If he did do something dirty, then hey, you know, you deserve what you get. You get what you get.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when you look at what I believe I'm hearing he did is no different than you know, he was freaking off with consensual sex.
Yeah,
So,
I truly don't believe he made anybody do anything.
she was vicious.
Yeah.
You know, for her to go ahead and take the deal she took and get $30 million and then come back to court, you know, that's a wicked vato. That's a wicked woman right there.
Yo, Shawty got $30 million from Diddy, turned around and got $10 million from the hotel,
And then went to court.
and then still went to court and took the stand.
She different. And nobody looks at that. You gotta look at that.
I think they're gonna come for her because niggas know she got that bag, and the people that, you know, the sex workers that she hired and she put on, hey man, that's a whole different lawsuit. If I was them, boy, I go get every bit of that $40 million up out her ass, and I think they're gonna come for her, and it's gonna be and they're gonna try to protect her. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be an interesting time period because men, we don't really think like that. Like, oh, I'm going to sue this bitch. But now in today's time, hey, man, them boys might come get it.
You see Cardi ex-husband.
Right.
So, hey,
Yeah.
you want to be equal.
Hey, man, shouts out to Offset. W's in the chat for Offset.
That ugly money.
We are friends of Offset on this show right here. We are Team Offset all the way.
Put the peace sign up for equality.
For sure. If you
Want it equal?
If you can sue, bitch, so can me too, bitch. Me too. Yeah, because I don't think Cassie was a victim. Cassie was a culprit. Cassie was a cooperator. You know, Cassie was a partner in crime. She was Bonnie to his Clyde.
So what are we talking about? Who did he really piss off? But at the end of the day, that's the games people play, and this is why I don't want to be involved. I go over here, I look at the game
Right.
like Madison Square Garden, everybody in there yelling and screaming. I just got the little hot dog stand, the little taco spot outside. I'll catch you when you come out.
That ugly money.
Buy that new project.
Nah, for sure. You know, and speaking of the game, you are independent now. You've been in the game for quite some time, but you still are independent. Do you like the independent route, or do you feel that the major is the way to go?
Never been a major, so I don't know how that feels. But I think the independent is always the way to go for me. I'm not really, used to taking directions and people telling me what to do. I run a couple of small businesses. Actually, I'm more into produce. People know me. I'm like a Blexican. I got 2 watermelon stands in New York.
That's hard.
So
Wait a minute, hold on, bro. Where the fuck do you get the watermelons from in New York?
down here.
Hey! My man go get the watermelons from the South and bring them back up top.
That ugly money.
I was about to say, I don't know where they would grow watermelons at.
Down here. From Florida to Georgia. Bring them back up, man. Nothing changed. Everything come from down here.
Put them bitches on the truck.
I got a stand. I'll be out there. Shot a video up there.
That's hard.
Shout out to Strong Island Produce Corporation.
That's strong
That
out.
ugly money.
So you think with the majors, the lack of creative control or the control over your project or whatever will probably irritate you?
Absolutely. I at my age, again, I don't knock what anybody else does, but I got a responsibility in my work, in my art that I put out. I have daughters. I got 3 daughters I got to raise.
Right.
You know, and it's so much other stuff out. I'd rather put the love in the music, put out more of a positive vibe. You know, I do talk about, you know, the downsides of love relationships
right.
And things that I might have been through. But as far as glorifying the nonsense, I can't get with it. That's not me, and I'd be a fool even at my age. How would I look being out there glorifying nonsense, man? We got to do better.
Amen. No, amen, brother.
That ugly money.
Well, see that I'm here with an R&B artist
That ugly money.
who sings about love and relationship.
That ugly money.
What is the biggest difference between women, I will say of your era, versus modern day women of today?
The women in my era were more feminine, less vulgar. You know, we got so many women I see out there, and if I had a quarter or $1 for every time I heard a woman invite someone to their privates,
Wow.
and it just, I don't know what to say to that, or, you know, that would never be said. That was not in the vocabulary of a woman coming up, you know, in my era. So I don't know where that comes from.
I think there's no shame in this era. The women don't have any shame. You know what I mean? There was a saying that my mother used to say back in the day: "You're mannish when you were that grown, or you're too grown." There is no one telling these women that they should be shameful of the things that they do, because a lot of times in their generation, they mamas didn't have any shame either. You know, and I think that it's unfortunate because they feel it. They try to code it with liberation, like, oh, we're self-empowered, we're sexually free. No, you a hoe.
That ugly money.
We had names for y'all back then.
Ugly money.
That's a fact.
Hoes,
That ugly
whores,
That ugly
harlots,
That ugly
sluts,
That ugly money.
skanks,
That ugly
skeezers. Remember skeezers?
That ugly money.
And
Jump off.
that, whoa, boy.
That ugly money.
And that was nothing that any woman wanted to be called. Almost that was fighting words. Now this shit is a battle cry. I'm looking for the hoe.
That ugly money.
And it's just interesting to me to see, like, what happened to the shame of being a hoe, and when did it become cool to be a hoe?
Again, if we got a little bit of time, and appreciate you having me on this pod, it goes back to sonically the music. A lot of it being replayed, the programming. It's different. Everything is short. The attention spans are shorter. Everything is more hypersexual. It's all in the tones. You go back, the tones made you love. These tones are more hard. They're more painful. They're more suicidal. You know, also the drugs that they're taking. This stuff is put on us on purpose. There's bigger things out externally that's at play, but then you also know the drugs, the pills. You know, Molly. You know, when they blew up your boy the Trinidad James.
Pop Molly, I swear. Woo!
You know, and everybody, you know, and then you had the lean and codeine and everything else.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff went to the music. The drug, you got drugged up.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting time we in. I you know, as I'm 43, so as an older guy out here now, or at least a grown man out here, I'm old enough to fuck her and her mama. You feel me?
That ugly money.
Hey, baby, I'm old enough to smash you.
That ugly money.
And take your mama up through there, okay? She 25, my mama 45. All that shit fair game.
That ugly money.
But you know, it's just, I don't know, man. It just seems like they are happy to be bad, or happy to misbehave, or misbehave, or happy to have broken homes, happy to be baby mamas over wives, happy. like this is a joyous occasion that we have finally figured out a way to destroy the black family, to destroy generational wealth, to destroy respect, to destroy love, to destroy virtuosity. It's almost like a joyous occasion for these new women. And I have to be all the way funky, bro. It's a lot of the older women that are championing this shit because they never got a husband themselves.
That ugly money.
And if they did get a husband, they ran that nigga off.
That ugly
Or
money.
made the mistake of leaving the nigga and found out that there wasn't nothing better. And they become bitter. And you see a lot of these women that leave their husband, divorce this man for whatever dumb little reason that they did. They never remarried because you are looking for someone that's perfect and you not a perfect bitch.
That ugly money.
How you gonna sit there and expect this man to check 10 out of 10 of your boxes and you might check 3 of his?
That ugly money.
And he say, oh, I don't want to settle. Well, but you want a man to settle down. It's the same word, ladies.
That ugly money.
You don't want to settle, but you want him to settle down.
That ugly money.
So it's okay for him to settle, but you can't settle.
That ugly money.
And a lot of times I feel that a lot of these women have a higher expectation for the men that they fuck with than themselves. And I think with men, it's the opposite, where we have a high expectation for ourselves so that we can pick up our old lady slack and be strong for her where she may be weak. But I think these women take pride into pinpointing a man's weakness or his shortcomings and blowing them up.
That's normal. That's normal. It's just on social media. We've always been taking care of what we're supposed to do, doing this and taking control. That ain't nothing abnormal. It's just the feminists, all the nonsense that's going on. They're in the land of delusion with that. But what are you going to do? You don't stop being a man. You keep, I'm going to continue to take care of the bills. I'm going to continue to take care of the house. You keep yakking over there and do what you do. You know, don't change nothing. Nothing's changed. There's nothing new under the sun. It just looks that way because of social media and the content that's how it's being brought to us.
I gotta, if I could, and you don't have to answer this question, but I want to be a real one and ask. As a man that sings about love, why isn't there a wedding ring on your finger yet?
Because I got the divorce about, 2 years now? I was married for 11, 12, 13 years. And at the end of the day, you know, she was pregnant and I married her.
Wow.
And you know, we had more kids.
Stepping up to what a man's supposed to do.
That's it. We didn't make it all the way through, but we still cool.
Right.
I still go over there and take a shit.
And that's a beautiful thing that you can part your ways and it still be amicable and it still be cool.
Oh, she got me locked up this year.
Whoa.
She crashes out, but hey, I had the kids by her.
Wait a minute. Hold on. She got you locked up this year?
Oh yeah.
Alimony?
No. Just the case was dismissed. But you know, I got to crash her. Every 10 years or so, she seemed to crash out a little bit. But at the end of the day, I got love for her.
But you know, brother, like, it's interesting to me. It's like they want a man to be there for the kids. Hey, be there for the kids. Be there for the kids. Money. Time. Even though it's kind of a double negative. If you want a man to spend a lot of time, but you want him to give a lot of money, he needs time to make money. But so that
they want it all.
It's impossible.
They want it all.
But then in turn, okay, be here for the kids. Be here for the kids. Now, no, go to jail. But if you're sending the man to jail, he can't be there for the kids, and you're back at square one. So what exactly do you really want?
So again, you know we're coming from a sense when dealing with them. Sometimes you get emotions. You get emotional. There's nothing you can do about that. It's a tough pill to swallow, and I'm gonna take it even one step further.
Yeah.
As men, I don't know about you, but I came up and I went through a lot of them, and I left a trail of broken hearts and tears, man.
For sure.
So at the end of the day, I know what I've done to a lot out there, and most of it is still all love with my exes. But at the end of the day, I got to charge that to the game. That's why I don't trip, because we know what we did. We know what we used to do. So we finally got that one. Okay. All right.
We ain't sitting to hold a jail though, bro.
I know.
Damn, bitch, we ain't putting nothing on your record. All them times you crashed out, I never called the police on you, bitch. All the times you cut up my shit at the house, I never called the popo on you. When you try to keep my car, slash the tire, I never called the police on you, bitch. When you assaulted the bitches at the motherfucking goddamn show, I never called the police on you, bitch. So why you gonna do that to them? We kept the police out of our business. But as soon as it's something for them, now they want to bring them white folk around. Oh, so when you do some fucked up shit, we don't call the police because we be some snitch ass niggas. But when it's something dealing with you, oh, you ready to go see them white folk? Oh, he ain't paying me my child support. I wanted $10,000 instead of $5,000. Call the police. Oh, he ain't want to go home last night. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna start an argument and call the police. Our police assholes, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna take it even one step further.
Yeah.
I press charges too. We both went to jail.
Hey, you the MVP.
My boy said, "Go ahead, press it to the fullest."
Hey man, call the po-po. I am a firm advocate of calling the po-po on that hoe. I've had one woman, bro. It was so funny, bro. I can laugh about it now. I've had one woman call the police on me. One woman. This is probably 15 to 20 years ago. And I was trying to leave. On God.
That ugly money.
I was trying to leave because I didn't want to argue with her. I'm like, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm about to bounce. And so she would do the thing where she would run in front of the door and sit down in front of the door so you can't leave. And I'm like, I'm trying to leave this toxic situation. I don't want to be involved. I'm not getting tricked off the street, right? So I tried. So she was at the front door. So I run out the back, right? The motherfucker was thick, so her ass couldn't get up that quick. So I run out the back. And so I run out the back to go in the backyard and try to run into the front to the car. And she says, I'm calling the police now. If you leave, they going to lock your black ass up. And the bitch really did it. And given we hadn't gotten a fight at all, no, nothing physical. We were just arguing. And I was like, I don't want it. I'm not playing about my freedom. And man, called the police over there, man. Augusta, Richmond County. I'll never forget. And they get there. And he asked us first, let me see y'all hands. And she had blood under her fingernail because she had scratched me or whatever, right? And I had a busted lip because she had punched me in the face or whatever. And she said, and the police officer was like, okay, you called us, right, ma'am? She's like, yes. She said, okay, what did he do to you? And she was like, well, he needs to learn a lesson.
No, she didn't say that.
On God, bro. And so the police officer was like, well, did he hit you? Yeah, and I'm sitting there looking like, man, if this bitch lie, I'm out of there. Like, they literally have all the power. I know we didn't have any physical altercation. I'm like, if she said, yeah, that nigga's gonna take me to jail. Now, given she got blood under her fingernails from scratching me, my lip is busted, she's perfectly fine. And she said, no, but he need to know to stop hurting people. How did he hurt you, ma'am? Mm-hmm. They still trying to dig for something.
Yeah, they're digging.
She's like, he keep playing with me. And I said, officer, are you gonna let me talk? And he said, yeah, wait 1 second, sir. And given they over there interviewing her, trying to find a way to lock my black ass up. Luckily, she didn't lie. She told him what was really on her mind. She was emotional. And she wanted me to feel the pain that she was feeling. They locked her black ass up.
That ugly money.
I like that.
Hey! I wouldn't pick that bitch up the next day because she ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't pick her up the next day because she ain't lying. And I probably wasn't the right thing to do. But I was like, but it's such a unfair. Because he said, ma'am, either you're going to jail or both of y'all are going to jail. And I like, I ain't saying nothing.
That ugly
You know what I'm
money.
saying? And if he's going to jail, then you have to tell us why he's going to jail. So bitch, basically you got to make up some shit. And she ain't do it, so I went to go pick up the next day.
That ugly money.
The day after I picked up though, I left. It was over.
That ugly money.
Yeah, man.
I can't leave. I have 3 kids with her.
I never.
So we just got to get past it.
I you know what's crazy about me is I never had a baby with the girl that I was in a relationship with. All my kids were flings. All my kids, I was fucking somebody else, bitch. Oh man, I've been.
That ugly money.
Hey, I used to like it. Wasn't nothing better than fuck another nigga hoe.
That ugly money.
Bitch, you can't call me.
That ugly money.
You can't motherfucking get jealous.
That ugly money.
I ain't got to spend no time. I ain't got to date. I was a habitual side nigga for 15 years.
That ugly
I
money.
played it too.
That ugly money.
So I've been smashing niggas bitches for forever, whatever. I never knocked up my own chick. I would knock up somebody else or whatever. And she think that it's her nigga shit and it turned out to be mine. I'm like, yeah. And then I learned, but that in turn fucked me up mentally because I know how diabolical these chicks is because I've been the other nigga for so long.
My man.
I know what lies he hotel. That's why you think I'm on this show? I know how a woman work and have you drop her off at the top of the goddamn street so she can walk home because she just got cracked. You know what I'm saying?
Filthy.
I know when the girl has her homegirl drop her off like they going out and she just coming to fuck. I know how a wife leaves the house as soon as her man goes to work and drives an hour to Atlanta to get smutted out and is back before 5 o'clock. And the nigga just bought her a new car. And we ended up stopped talking because I'm like, you doing this nigga wrong, baby. I thought this nigga was abusive. This nigga's amazing to you. And quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable. So I've seen the diabolical bitches.
You did it so much till you got morals.
Bro, on God.
That ugly money.
Bro, I talk myself out the pussy. Bro, listen, bro. I lie to you not, man. Anniston, Alabama.
Oh shit!
I met this girl, gorgeous. I had a club out there, and I don't mean to take too much of your time, but look, I had a club out there, bro. Listen, man. And so in walks this girl. I'm talking about this girl. This woman is gorgeous. Looked like she had a BBL body before BBLs came out. You dig what I'm saying?
I do.
And it's in Alabama. I'm out there, motherfucker. Country girl. And she look up at me, and I'm at the door. I look down at her, and I said, "Baby, you ain't got to worry about nothing in here. Come on, you good." She was like, oh, thank you. And I walk her ass in the club. She felt so goddamn important, you know what I'm saying? She walked past the line. I walk her fine ass in there. I said, what you drinking on? I told my bartender, I said, whatever she need, she get. For real? Yeah, next week I was cracking her ass, right? So,
That ugly money.
took me about a week.
That ugly money.
So next week she came to the club. We go do what we do, whatever. You know, say the week afterward, I met her sister. Her sister was a little too friendly. Now, this woman done told me that she ain't told me nothing, you know what I'm saying? Her sister is the one that tells me, yeah, so have you met her husband yet? Cause she said y'all homeboy, so you coming over to the cookout with her husband.
That ugly money.
I ain't know, your sister married?
That ugly.
She was like, wait a minute, she ain't tell you? I was like, she might have mentioned it. Because at this point now, I'm understanding that she ain't told her sister that she fucking off. And man, so I had this like relationship with her for like 3-4 months. And I remember I used to be scared. I'm like, listen, I don't feel comfortable calling you after a certain time period. She's like, it doesn't matter. He doesn't check my phone.
Filthy.
And I'm like, she would text me at 2 o'clock in the morning, asleep. You know what I'm saying? Sending me shit I got now. And it just started fucking with my head, bro. And I'm like, bro, it's men that really go through this shit. And I had been the other man so much that it fucked me up to become him. And in her mind, she's like, well, if I get a divorce, are you gonna marry me? Bitch, why would I?
That ugly money.
Why would I ever sign up for what you just did to him?
That ugly money.
So you mean to tell me I'm about to? No, I'm not about to trade places.
That ugly money.
And when you been the side nigga so many times, but that main nigga spot don't look as good as it used to, bro.
make you think, look at things a little different?
A lot different. And you know, I'm not saying that there's not good women out here. I'm not saying that all these women are hoes. But when I said this woman was so sweet, soft, feminine, she seemed like an angel, bro. But this bitch was cold and diabolical and would lie at the drop of a dime with a straight face, would cry on cue, would lie at the drop of a dime and lie with a straight face, would totally deceive you and make you think that you was the motherfucking problem. Like the motherfucker was cold and
Cold.
looked angelic, my brother. Beautiful as hell on the outside. Ugly as fuck on the inside, bro. And so, man,
That ugly mother.
you know, having times like that just taught me a valuable lesson. Like,
That ugly mother.
bitch, I'm gonna have to check that whole facts a couple times before I go down that aisle, man.
Yeah, now with the way they covering up, that whole fact ain't even, you got to dig. You gotta dig.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, brother, where can everybody find you at? Where can they follow you at, and what you got coming up for them?
Go to the website, SeanHaynes.com, SHAWN.com, SeanHaynes.com. All the music, all the project is there. I'm an independent artist. You know, everything, we're doing everything on our own, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The project that I got out now that we just released, Melon Music, again, I sell watermelon. Check me on the corner of Little East Nick and Straight Path and Wyandanch. Shout out Wyandanch. Shout out to Bellport. Shout out to Freeport. We work. I get my hands dirty every day.
Love, respect, my brother.
Make sure y'all check out that music. If y'all like that good neo soul, that crooner type music.
I will say this, y'all. I have checked out a couple of records myself. Nostalgic is what I can call it. Real R&B, authentic R&B. If you like that baby making shit, and you done goddamn played all the damn D'Angelo out, check out Sean Haynes. You will not be sorry. You can follow me at Ugly Money Nietzsche. That's Ugly Money Niche. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with Sean Haynes.
Salute.